Welcome back to Key West. We have fun plans for this beautiful hot sunny day in the southernmost island city. To start the day, we'll be taking a tour of Key West on the Conch train.
Celebrate holidays here and over decorate. This house right here, the lady lives here and decorates her house 365 days a year. I don't even know what she's celebrating right now. A couple of days ago it was Cinco de Mayo. Roll right into that, maybe it's spring. I don't know. I can't keep up. Behind this very curvy, poorly built, looking like it might fall down, brick wall, that's the Ernest Hemingway house. Ernest lived here from 1931 to 38, wrote 5 of his most famous novels while he did live here. This house was a wedding gift to Ernest and his wife from his wife's uncle. You can do your own self-guided tours of the house on the grounds, which are equally nice. Point directly in front of me, but 150 years ago, it blew over in a hurricane, killed everybody inside. We are closer to Havana, Cuba, than we are the closest Walmart. Think about that for a minute. We're pretty far south. There's the southernmost legally parked van right there. Everything down here is southernmost.
This train loops through Old Town Key West while the driver goes over history, fun facts, and points of interest along the tour. It takes 75 minutes to complete the loop, making 3 stops along the way. While we already know quite a bit about Key West from spending time here and making the travel guides, we still picked up on a few things we didn't know about. Like one of Key West's mayors, Sonny McCoy, water skied from Key West to Havana, Cuba in one go back in 1978. It reminded us of the Diana Nyad story, who swam from Cuba to Smathers Beach without stopping in 2013. It took her 52 hours to swim the 110 miles from Cuba. Anyway, we enjoyed our tour ride around Old Town Key West. We just got off the Conch tour train. It's a really good way to see Key West if you have a little bit of time, one day or two, and you want to see everything.
It draws around the whole island.
Yeah, and it gives you history of the buildings. Next stop is Truman's Little White House. This is our first time visiting. Lots of history happened in this building. It was built in 1890 for a Navy family residence. In 1912, President Taft stopped at the Little White House on his way to check the progress of the Panama Canal. In 1918, Thomas Edison was essentially put on house arrest at the house for 6 months and told to invent new submarine weapons for the war. He ended up inventing 41 underwater weapons during his 6-month stay here. Harry S. Truman first arrived in Key West in November 1946 on doctor's orders to vacation in a warm climate to ease his persistent cold and hacking cough. A regular day at the Little White House for President Truman began at 7. He would go for a walk around the submarine base and sometimes into town. Breakfast was ready for him at 8 a.m. when he returned from his walk. After breakfast, Truman worked on his mail until about 10 a.m., then walked to Truman Beach that was located near Fort Zachary Taylor. The Navy hauled tons of new sand to improve the beach, which the president enjoyed. He would go for a swim even if the weather was cooler. The Secret Service men had to stay in the water as long as he did. Truman would return to the Little White House for a 1 p.m. lunch. Sometimes he would take an afternoon nap, followed by a 2-hour poker game at 4 p.m. and dinner at 7 p.m. Unless his wife and daughter were visiting with him, he skipped nightly screenings of movies and would play a second poker game until midnight. While at Key West, Truman always wore Hawaiian shirts. Today, Truman Beach no longer exists after Navy dredging in the 1960s extended the shoreline. President John F. Kennedy visited the Little White House twice. One stay lasted 45 days. The U.S. Naval Station in Key West closed in 1974. The office buildings, workshops, and officers' quarters became the core of an upscale condo development. The Truman Little White House is now owned by the state of Florida and opened as a museum in 1990. The interior was restored to how it would have been in 1949. The desk Truman used is in his study. His poker table still stands on the south porch. Presidents and their families are allowed to vacation in the Truman Little White House whenever they please. The Truman Little White House is the only presidential museum in the state of Florida. The outside garden is nice to check out as well, with its mature mango and avocado trees. we're at the Two Friends Patio Restaurant. We got fried calamari and fried chicken tenders. Looks good. We're so hungry from our day of touring Key West. So let's dig in. Yum. We're waiting to board a Danger Charters Wind and Wine Sunset Sail. We have like 30 minutes left until boarding, so we're just waiting here at the fountain right in the Truman Annex. The Truman Little White House is to the right of us. We're super excited to go. We've never been on a sailboat before, so this should be so fun, especially in Key West.
That's awesome.
So this is the boat we're going on.
Yeah, I was thinking something like a catamaran or something like that.
That's the Fury one, but
Pretty cool. That's like an actual
this is a
sailboat.
sailboat.
Come over, right on the other side.
Enjoyed our first sail. Sailing is so much more peaceful as you glide along the water with nothing but the wind propelling you. Since this sail, we have done another sunset sail and we prefer this one with Danger Charters as it's more chill. Everyone sits in place enjoying the sail, so there's nobody standing in front of you blocking the view. And this one serves food, which automatically made it the winner for us as you're sailing around the time you would normally be having dinner. They come around and serve drinks and appetizers, so you don't have to get up the entire sail. It's a wind and wine sail, but they do have a few other options to choose from if you do not drink alcohol. There's really no better way to end a day in the Florida Keys than out on the ocean on a sailboat watching the sun go down behind the horizon. By the way, we did spot the green flash. Thanks for joining us on another day in paradise.